I mean, don't be afraid to keep cutting down until you get it the way that you want. Okay, I'm going to come away from here a little bit as soon as I see if I can take some of this out of there. And I want to work on the chin a little more. Now that what we should have is that the chin should be lower than should be back farther from the top. And I can see that that is not the case, and I think we're going to even get, tongue is going to go down even more. So let's just do the bottom lip. Let's get the bottom lip done. A little bit of roundness here. There, that's better. Maybe one more swipe on the profile. One more swipe. See, we really didn't get rid of too much of what we just carved. Rounding this a bit. This will have to be rounded a little more. But I still want the bottom part to be the heavier part. Bottom half. Profile one more time. Just a little bit there, just a little bit. Now what we want to do is, before we put this in, what I want to put the chin in, I want to make sure I make this mouth down, come down a little bit. This I'm just cleaning up. I'm not bringing it down. There. So I want the chin to come a little like this. So it'll be a little bit of a chin. Yeah, so we still got room. We'll start with my number 9, 3/4 pinky, just to draw that out. So you're starting to see how that works. Starting to come out. I got one size a little smaller, so let's get a little deeper here. And if you want to, let's put a little cleft in there. You don't have to. I'll just put a little cleft in there. I'll take the knife and kind of round things just a little bit here. Oops, I think it goes this way. Just round things out a little bit. And as you can see, we got to go a little deeper for the tongue. Which is fine. So got plenty of wood left. Round them back a little more. No, it is really starting to take shape. Oh my goodness. Tongue needs to be rounded a little bit. I'm sorry if I keep pulling this away and blowing at it. It just, there's so much of that crap and pucky in there. Okay, now about the teeth. Now you can, if you want to. This one here, I think I had enough teeth or you can put a gum in there. You can if you want. For this carving, it's just going to be all teeth. I'm going to start with the middle tooth there. Oh, this is my pencil that's out of lead. Put some tooth here, same distance. Get your, where's your V-tool? And again, you can do it with a knife too, knife tip too. I like the knife tip better, but this one here, well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my detailing knife. Again, I'm going to be doing some more detailing later, but I just want to get this started so you can understand. I'm going to do a little digging here. To the right, towards the left, now towards the right. A little bit right here, and that should, my favorite word, pop out of there. Towards the left, towards the right, because this puts it a little cleaner. It cleans it up and it's a little deeper. So here I couldn't get the V-tool in, so I'll have to get a little deeper here. And come out of there. To the left, to the right, top. That should pop out of there. Okay, now the next thing I want to do in detailing the teeth is I just want to cut a little corner off. Just a little bit. And you can go a little, you can do any more detailing that you want there. One thing I did neglect is take our V-tool up by the eye, little detailing, up and around for the eye, for the eyelid. And then you can either take your, where's the number, what's my medium? Let's get the bottom eyelid in. While taking out some of more of the pencil marks. See, I'm cutting right, let's do this again. I'm cutting right here. So this would make this part higher. So you don't go up to the eyelid, you carve below the eyelid. And we take our knife and we continue on this way. Pull that chip out of there. Excuse me. Continue on, so you're coming down this way and then you cut here. Pull that chip out of there. Sehr gut. So look at the eyebrow. Maybe I'll end up cutting some more. Kind of hate burying the tip because it leaves the piece on the wood, chip on the wood. Yeah, like I did there. Maybe trim out a little, some of the saw marks. Which way does the saw marks go? And round this off, and you can get a little deeper if you want. Okay. Okay, what I did, a couple of things here, is I wanted to smooth this out like I said, bring this up so it's still a little bottom heavy, and then light on the top there. That's number one. The other thing I did while I was kind of straightening the profile out a little more, I noticed that the line for the eyebrow was a little sticking out too much, and at the same time what I did was I pushed it down. Unless yours is fine, or just like this, you don't have to do anything. And then I did raise the eyebrow up just a little, eyebrow line up a little bit more. And I did use a larger number 9, about the size of my pinky. Because the idea was to have this thing come up and then up like this. I think I did have it come down a little too much, but that's what I did there. Now, one detail that I want to point out here is if you want to do this, like I did here, is I used a chisel to put the eyelid in. But what I'd like to do, especially when it comes to like an older figure, is to bring that out with a detail knife. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go parallel with the eyeball here, probably about 1/8 of an inch. But do not cut. I'm into the groove. I'm not onto the eyelid at all. Come down, and then we're going to come on. Like if you had a really sharp, deep V tool, would do that. But I like to bring that out a little more because it adds a little more. See, it adds a little more shadow. Again, we're just going to follow in the groove, parallel to the eye. We don't want to take any of that eyelid wood out of there. Come back again. And we want this relatively deep, but if you're not sure, you can do it a couple of times. The deeper, I think, is kind of the better, but not too wide either, because you just like to have that extra shadow. I like that shadow. A little more detailing, like around the mouth here. And cleaning up, I want to get right up to the bridge of the nose right here. Or at the nostril, upper nostril, I'm sorry. And I want this clean in an undercut. In other words, you're going to go in more, not just down more, but in. Get the thumb out of the way. I think I might want to come down a little more. I think there's going to be some more coming down. This is where I wish I had my visor on. See how deep that is? A lot more shadow to it. And I am going to elect to go a little deeper here. Not too much. Or not deeper, but down farther.